Hey, what's up, y'all? It's T5 the Barber, and welcome to another fade on the Faded Room. As you can see, I got my bro on the chair, and we're about to give her a nice, clean fade. She came to me. She hasn't been to me in a couple of weeks because she done went to somebody else, and as you guys gonna see in this video, we're gonna have to, make a little bit of magic happen. And she in good spirits, so we're gonna get into it and, try to bring her back to life, as she know that I do every single time. So this is just a view of what it looked like. We got to clear it out. Make sure I like combing the hair a whole lot to make sure every strand of her hair lays in the position that it's supposed to, because to me that just gives a better, cleaner look to it, especially if I got to take the top down. Um it does give it a way better look. We're gonna go in with her. She want to keep it darker at the top, so I go in with a 2 first, all the way open, and it's just to brush off some hair and make sure I'm not cutting any, extra hair off, making sure just cleaning it up in a proper way. And like I said, this is just my process. If you feel different, you could go in with it closed and everything. As like you just see, I just closed the lever just now, so we're going in and taking it down a bit more. She wanted darker in her crown area at the top. It's usually lighter, so I keep the edges a bit darker than her crown, just so we could get that nice dark look at the top. And you guys are going to see why at the end of this video, why I kept it darker too, because of the type of look that we're going for, the type of fade that we're going for. And here I'm going in with a 1.5 on the detachable, and that's just to debulk that area at the from the top where the 2 is all the way to where we're going to bald it out. We're just debulking that area and try to give ourselves a real nice structured canvas before we actually start going in and creating this fade. And then we're just gonna start balling it out and going into her hair, into her haircut. As you can see in the back of her head, I'm gonna let y'all know now. She have that little extra skin hanging off in the back there, or that little dip in the back of her head. So, you just gotta work with what you got. This is a canvas that I got, and I'm just working with it. And because of the type of fade we're giving her, we're not going so super under, or we're not going on top of this. Anybody could do differently how they want, but I'm just trying to make sure I keep the faith that I want to keep, and just work with the obstacles that's going to come with it, i.e. it being the dip that's in the back of her head. And here I am with a number 1.5, going against the grain, going up and debulking the rest of that hair that's there, because at the top, like I said, that's as a 1.5, a 2 come all the way close. So going to 1.5, we're gonna, have like that one line right there at the top that you could tell is a bit darker, and that's gonna be the area that we're trying to keep super darker than the rest, anyways. For the look that we're going for. So a 1.5 is really good right here. It takes off a lot of the hair that we need, but also keep as much as we need at the top. And as y'all can see, that close-up view, just keep that dark ridge at the top there. And then we're going to blend that out at the end, but try not to blend it as much because we're trying to keep that dark defining line at the top there. And like I said, she hasn't been sitting with me for a little while, so there's little things in her haircut that I'm gonna just have to fix and have to work it out. This is more so of a artist type of haircut. We're going into our next step with the no guard all the way open, and just making sure we clean up this area as good as we can. In the back of her head where that dip is, all we're going to do there is make sure we pull the skin, you guys. Make sure we pull the skin so we can have way more access to the back of the hair, just like this. Just making sure we clean that area out and blend it up, and still giving ourselves enough room to go up at least one more guard, and keep that dark look at the top still. I know I've been gone for a while, y'all. I just got to get this out there. But I feel like during that time that I was gone, I have learned a lot. I've grown a lot in this barbering world, in my, in my own personal life, and while building my clientele and doing all of that stuff that to me was necessary for me to be able to feel a bit stronger, to be able to provide and start making more content again. And this area right here of the fade is going to be a bit blurred out. I was debating whether or not to leave it in, but I decided to leave it in because it's a part of their haircut, and it still shows you, you know, the way that I'm going in and detailing this area and fading it up and making sure we get all those lines out of there. So it's a bit quicker, but I made sure I just left it in. And now we're going to move into our next step, which is the number one guard all the way closed, and we're going to try to blend in between that 1.5 that we went all the way to the top and now the one. And this little area could get a bit confusing because, as you guys can see, don't really take a lot off, and you know the lines are not super defined, but it's a part of the process, and you just got to go in there and keep, you know, keep chipping away at it to give you the look that you want. Like I said, for most people, this video is probably not for like a beginner person because it's not detailed in every single step, and you know it's a bit faster video. But for me, this was more so about just being an artist in this form and fixing a problem that somebody came in with, you know, finding a solution, even though the solution might not be the one that everybody would have, you know, made for her or suggested to her. You know, I think I've known her long enough to know that she, you know, she what how she wanted it done, and whatever she got to deal with later, she'll just deal with it later. But for the moment and for the activity that she needed to do, she just needed to have a specific look, and that's pretty much what I gave her. So, you know, some people would be able to follow along to this haircut, and some people might not. But in both sense, I'm still gonna give each step. And here I'm just going in with my taper blade um, all the way open, and I don't really remember this blade. I'll probably drop it in the comment section below or in the description. But this is a blade that I live by and I use a whole lot because it allows me to blend a lot of different stages of a haircut. It could go all the way bald. It could go damn near to a 1.5, all the way open, depending on how I use the blade, because it's so much. It's a wider tooth. It's a longer tooth. You know, and it just, to me, it allows me to detail a lot cleaner and, you know, a lot faster than I would with any other blade that was the one that comes on the actual Andis Masters. Um, and here I am, as you can see, I have the number one guard on, but this time I have it open. And I'm not really creating a guideline. I'm just sitting in there and tapping at that dark section that we have there at the top. And this is where the detailing and the is very tedious and everything like that, but this is just where I got to put in the work to get that look that we want, because we're not going any higher than this, but we also want this area to be blended and blended as neatly, as cleanly as possible, where it still look like she have a nice transitional fade, but also still having that dark ridge at the top. And for me, it's not one of my most favorite fade to do, to be honest with you, because I like more of a prolonged fade. But she wants something that's higher, that's tighter, but also make it look really, really faded and not just, you know, balded to a dark top. And that's what I'm doing in here. You know, clipper over comb, everybody know this is about detailing. We doing a whole bunch of detail work now. So to me, I love when we're using a white comb because it shows, as you guys can see right there at the corner, it shows you all the hair that's coming through, that's feeding through the comb. And it allows you to cut off just what you want and to blend this area. And that's a good way to blend this area without a guard. You know, because when, like I said, we're not creating no more guidelines. So we just blending this area out. We're just trying to blend this area out. It gives me so much more control. The clipper of a comb gives me so much more control than having a guard on there. And as you guys can see, I'm also using my favorite blade. Like I said, I can use this blade for everything. To be honest with you, I think I have just done a whole full haircut with just this blade all alone, and, you know, and a comb, just because it's, to me, it's just so clean and it gives me a different fade than what I've seen. And as you guys can see at the front of her hair right there by her vertical bars, there's a darker area, and I'm gonna blend that out. But also at the same time, I'm not blending it all the way out because of the the end look that we're actually going for, and something that's going to be more of a drop at the front. So we're trying to blend the area out, but we're also trying to keep some of that hair right there. Um, and you guys are going to see when we put in, because for this haircut, we're going to need enhancements, and you guys are going to see why shortly, because of, you know, pretty much what happened to her hairline. But here I am with the 1.5 and just going down and brushing down that hair, making sure we're preparing her hairline, you know, to go in and give her the sharpest look with this haircut. As like I say, her top is 2, so you can see it's pretty dark, and we're just bringing her hairline down a little bit more, just so we could give her the sharpest and cleanest lineup that we can. And putting in that spray, holding that hair in place that we already cut down. And this is just, you know, setting it. We're just setting the hairline. And this is what I'm telling you guys about. As you guys can see, her vertical bars were pushed back right here. This is where it's supposed to be, and this is where it was pushed back. So we're just trying to keep, as you know, her hairline in that area right there. That's just gonna be what it is at this moment until it grows back in, and we're just gonna shadow it. We're just gonna have to shadow it. And most of you guys are probably would say, I should have blended that dark spot that's there. But like I said, in a couple of moments, you'll see why I leave that there, because of the type of look that we're going for the hairline. So here we're just cleaning it up. We're just lining her up, you know, shadowing it. And then we're going to fill it in with enhancements. And for her, she know that eventually enhancements are going to come out. But for her personal thing right now is she wants that area to go back in. So we're just not cutting it. She just wants that area to grow back in as fast as possible, so we're not cutting it. We're trying to leave a extra hair there just so you know, she can have it. And on this right side, it's a bit more filled in. You know, they didn't go as far back on this right hand side, which was good, but it is kind of the same thing. And we're just trying to shadow it, and we're gonna fill it in with enhancements, because she had to go somewhere and she's trying to look crispy, clean. You know, she's trying to go out right now. So we're just trying to help her out for the moment, and knowing that, you know, don't do it again. Don't do it again if you want it fixed. And here we are. Going in with the enhancements and just cleaning her hair. You know, putting on this enhancements, and this is where you guys are gonna see why I left that area with the extra hair that needed to be there. Because when we go in and build her hairline with the enhancements, we want enough hair there where it could look as natural as possible. So if we go in and had taken it off, it would have been just as pure enhancements right there, where we could, like I said, we could have left as much hair there and just have enhancements and just build that front area. And as you guys could see, we're already getting that look that she's going for, that she really wanted right there, you know, which is that drop enhanced look in the front with the fade, as opposed to straight over. And as you guys can see, because of the hair that I left there, and she feeling herself because she knows she had messed up. You know, when people look like that in the mirror, it's like, whoo, she finally feeling like she coming back to herself. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And again, I know you guys, you know, it looks crazy, but the end result is all we're looking for at the moment, especially if they got to go get something done. Or us as artists, we got to find a solution. If she don't want no hair done, let's find a second solution. And for me, I feel like this was a really good alternative solution to her not having to cut that area off, being able to allow it to grow while still looking nice. Look at her. See? 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 Look at her. Yeah, feeling yourself now. She came in like feeling sad about what she had done, but now she's feeling good. And that's all she could ask for. That's all I could ask for, is making sure she feels good about her haircut. And we're going to lay her back and just do some cleanup work on her hairline. Make sure this is nice and crispy. And pretty much she'd be out of here. You know, we're going to do the last spin and show you guys what the outcome of this haircut is. And here for the hairline, you know, we just pulling in the skin and making sure we go against the motion of pulling the skin down, so we could get the most sharpest, cleanest line as possible. I apologize, you guys. The camera was actually sideways on this, and I forgot to straighten it up. But regardless, you see at the end, her hairline is straight, and she really loved this haircut. I loved it on her. It kind of suits her head, and we had to fix some problems that were there, and as you guys could see, we did that. We did our job, and she was out of there. So this is the final look. As you guys can see, we have that dark top at the dark ridge at the top, but it's faded and blurred at the bottom. And this is a look on the size that she wanted for the front to be. Hey, and as you can tell, man, she feeling herself. Look, she feeling her cut. She ready to go have a good time. Brought her back to life, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tapping in and appreciate y'all for keep supporting me. Everybody that's new, I appreciate y'all. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's T5 the Barber. And I'll catch y'all in the next Faded Room. Hey, we out.